Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is March 14, 2023, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Bitcoin surges back. But first, looking at the major economic events of today. So at 2:30 South African time out of the United States, we have a very important CPI number coming out. Now, that's a core price index number. That's an inflationary report. And this is the most important number of the month. And this is really what the Fed is looking at more than NFP, more than consumer confidence, and even more than corporate earnings. So you do want to know about it. Now, going into this number this morning, looking at the Forex symbols, the US dollar slight gains versus the major pairs. And as we look at the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, really unchanged before this number. Looking at commodities, gold surges back to 1900 while oil sells off. Looking at the stocks, the tech stocks that really rebounded yesterday. And lastly, Bitcoin rebounding, as mentioned. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're looking at the Euro USD. You can see pretty much that it was a rebound level yesterday as it did sell off and then rebounded just a bit. Now, altogether, okay, the markets are pretty much unsettled going into this number. They're in the upper range when we're looking at the dollar, but still not at a point where we could say, okay, this is where I think the dollar is going to go, particularly in this type of environment. I mean, there's still a big question, wild card here in the markets as to which way the markets are going to go, especially since, there's some uncertainty that is brewing. It's first the small banks that are going to collapse and then the bigger banks are going to collapse. There's a lot of uncertainty right now in the markets. So keep that in mind going into today's number. But pretty much you can see across the board, we saw the dollar just get slightly stronger versus the other pairs, as you can see here, but nothing to really write home about. They're all really consolidating at that range after these pairs somewhat got stronger. Okay, these foreign pairs got stronger versus the US dollar, but still not there. USD CAD, you could see that as that was at that resistance, that was a decent move on the way down. Now, jumping into commodities, look at gold. Gold back in that 1900-ish level. Look at that. A tremendous rebound as this sold off from its highs of 1958 down to 1800, and then it's 100 points higher, boom, like that. So keep this in mind today, as this possibly will be a correctional move at this area, but keep it in mind because gold is back in play. Gold is back into play because there's also so much uncertainty in the markets right now. Now, looking at crude oil, did break, okay, even lower, as you can see here, as it's breaking that $73. Now, $70 is that bottom range. You can see it's perfect, okay? It's getting closer to that, almost perfect spot to pick it up. And, it's like free money, okay? If you did this over the past 4 or 5 times, good for you. Buying it about $72, $71, holding it off until it rebounds to about $79 to $80 and selling it off. And that's what's happened with oil over the past couple of months. So this, until it breaks out on the downside, it's still the play. That is still the play here for oil. Now, jumping into the stocks, really the major stocks that rebounded yesterday. If you look at Apple yesterday, did rebound yesterday. If you looked at Facebook, also rebounding yesterday. If you look at a 4-hour chart, you could see that it's hovering higher, but it's not hovering higher, but it's hovering strong, which means that it's not giving up real estate on the downside. If you look at Microsoft as well, did gain back some momentum on the upside as well. Now, looking at the other stocks, Alcoa did rebound yesterday, and this is really an important thing because it looked very weak, and it was at its supportish level, and it didn't have that bar up. But finally, it did get that bar up later in the day and didn't break it. So there is some support, decent support from it further going down, at least for now. Now, looking at the other major players, Intel, just rebounding as well, which is really an important component. And that's something to keep an eye out, at least for the moment. That doesn't mean that in a week from now, we won't trade lower. That just means for right now, we have kind of staved off a further decline in the markets. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, look at that. Look at that huge surge yesterday from 20,000 to 24,000. That's a big move. We pretty much made back all of the losses. And, it's very choppy kind of trading, okay? It's really just market action. And if you're able to chase it a little bit and make money on like that, then good for you. And if you're a scalper, this is the type of market you want to take. Now, today is going to be a very volatile day. It's going to be with the CPI number coming out. It's going to be very important to keep your head high, put stop losses, make sure you know the levels, and just trade responsibly. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.